The righteous were now transformed into perfect beings, free from all human imperfections. Immortality was his new nature. Sin no longer had a place, for they were completely sanctified. Heaven and earth were one, and God's creation was reflected in its unaltered purity. Every soul that came to the New Jerusalem was transfigured, freeing itself from every vestige of selfishness, self, and vanity, now purified by the perfection of God. Those who were there had reached the end of their journey. The cycle of redemption, which began with the fall, had come to an end. God's kingdom had been established, and mankind was finally complete. Divine judgment would no longer be necessary, for God's justice had been fully realized. Eternity was now an eternal present. The beginning of everything was the conclusion of a cycle, and what remained was the pure experience of living in perfect harmony with God, forever. The righteous were now transformed into perfect beings, free from all human imperfections. Immortality was his new nature. Sin no longer had a place, for they were completely sanctified. Heaven and earth were one, and God's creation was reflected in its unaltered purity. Every soul that came to the New Jerusalem was transfigured, freeing itself from every vestige of selfishness, self, and vanity, now purified by the perfection of God. Those who were there had reached the end of their journey. The cycle of redemption, which began with the fall, had come to an end. God's kingdom had been established, and mankind was finally complete. Divine judgment would no longer be necessary, for God's justice had been fully realized. Eternity was now an eternal present. The beginning of everything was the conclusion of a cycle, and what remained was the pure experience of living in perfect harmony with God, forever.